Arco Studios in Oklahoma City. You're watching the Press Row. Press Row is brought to you by Cox High-Speed Internet. I'm Jenny Carlson. He's Barry Trammell. We're here to play We Pick 'em. Got some games to pick this week. Let's start with Florida at LSU. Barry, in the SEC, who you got?
Well, it's a great matchup traditionally. This is not a great game with John Brantley out. The Florida quarterback is out, so Florida at home gets run over by Alabama last week. I got to think the same thing's going to happen this week at LSU.
Yeah, a chance to maybe get a guy some experience at the quarterback position to take over for Brantley. But LSU, their defense is outstanding. They rolled Kentucky last week. Kentucky's not great, but I do see LSU winning pretty big in this game, and I think without Brantley, it only compounds matters for the Gators. All right, let's come into the Big 12 for game number 2. Missouri goes to K-State. Barry, we've seen Missouri in this state, came and played OU already. You love the Wildcats, though, because they got Bill Snyder. Who you got in this game?
I love Bill Snyder, but the truth of the matter is Missouri's got a football coach, too. In case anybody doesn't know, Gary Pinkel's done a heck of a job. He's a big-time football coach. I'm going to pick Missouri in a tight one. Now, I think it's a winnable game for K-State. It's a great matchup of disparity in styles. You know, Kansas State likes to hammer the ball. Missouri likes to spread it out and wing it around. But this is a fun one. This is a game I'm going to miss. I think they're going to miss in Manhattan. I think they're going to miss in Columbia if Missouri goes to the SEC.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this was a tough game for me to pick. I really sort of had to think about who I thought would win this game. I picked Missouri ultimately, even though K-State beats Miami, even though K-State beats Baylor, two teams that I think are pretty darn good. But I know Baylor doesn't have the defense that Missouri has. I think Missouri, it's not, one of the best defenses in the country, but I think it's better than Baylor. I like Missouri in this game. You like Missouri in this game too?
Missouri, I'm taking Missouri tight.
All right. Number 3, let's go to the SEC again. Auburn goes to Arkansas. Who you got?
I tell you what, to me, it's easy to pick Arkansas, but Auburn's growing on me.
Yeah.
I watched them on opening day. They should have lost to Utah State, get an onside kick, or they lose that game. But Auburn is growing on me. Auburn loses to Clemson, but Clemson's proven to be a very good team. The Hogs got sort of run over by Alabama 2 weeks ago. I think Arkansas is going to win, but I don't like Gene Chizik and the way they won the national title last year with Scam Newton. But I think he's got himself something going at Auburn. They're getting better. I think they play the Hogs tight, but I think Arkansas wins.
Auburn's the team I can't figure out. I pick them, they lose. I pick against them, they win. I picked Arkansas to win this week, so deduct whatever you want from that, folks. But I do think Arkansas is going to win. I liked their comeback against Texas A&M. Obviously, Texas A&M having their own issues and their own problems. But, Auburn surprised me. After that opening week, I thought this is a team, and it's a decline. It's a one-year thing. It's all about Scam Newton. But I think that they've sort of righted themselves, and they're going to be a player in the SEC. Now let's go to the Big 12, Barry. Let's talk about some games involving the local teams. First of all, Kansas goes to Oklahoma State. Who you got?
Well, at the risk of offending my good friend Jenny Jayhawk here, I think the Cowboys are going to win with an historic game. I don't see any way that Kansas slows Oklahoma State down at all. Kansas can't stop the run. OSU loves to run the ball. Kansas can't stop the pass if it's a really good team. I think the Cowboys could put up a big number. I think the Cowboys could get into the 70s on this one.
The only way you could offend me on picking this game is if you picked against the Cowboys. The Kansas Jayhawks are terrible.
Now listen, Toto's going to start biting you, Dorothy, if you talk like that.
And this is an awful team. You talk about historic. Kansas is historically bad. This is a team that's, okay, they're better than last year. I'll give them that. They have improved over last year, but that's not saying much. Turner Gill did not play a lot of his young guys last year that might have had more talent than the guys they put on the field. But even at, redshirting some of those guys and now having them back, still not a good team. I'll be surprised if Turner Gill is there after this year. I just don't think he's gotten very good traction. I think this is a game where Oklahoma State rolls and rolls big. All right, game of the week. Game day will be there. We'll have a full team there to cover it as well. Oklahoma, Texas at the Cotton Bowl. Who you got?
Well, I got the Sooners, and I'm going to go 28-20, which is a score we haven't seen at the Cotton Bowl since last year in OU, Texas. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think Texas is better, and I think Texas, look at the last 2 OU Texas games. In 2009, Oklahoma wasn't very good. Texas was great. 16-13 or 20-16 final. Really good game. Last year, Texas was bad. OU was really good. Sooners get out 28-20 by the skin of their teeth. I think it's going to be a similar game. I think you're going to have to work to win this game if you're the Sooners. I think you're going to have to protect the ball. I think you're going to have to play solid kicking game, special teams. But I think the Sooners will do that and get an 8-point victory.
I'm picking them to win a little bit bigger. I've got 27-14. Maybe that's a little bit too big a spread there on this game, but I do think Oklahoma, their experience in big games against good teams, that win at Florida State showed me that this team can handle their business in games like this. Texas, yes, they won at UCLA. Yes, they won at Iowa State. But is anybody really standing around saying, wow, what world beaters those Bruins and Cyclones are? I mean, yeah, they beat them last year, but Texas was awful last year. So I don't think you can necessarily say, oh, this is some humongous turnaround. Yes, Texas is better. I just don't think they're to Oklahoma's level. Oklahoma got a wake-up call against Missouri-Berry. I think that game could come into play in this game. I think the Sooners feel like they have something to prove.
Well, we'll see, and I think this is a great stage for the Sooners. Look at this. They've already had game day once, game day twice on Saturday in Dallas. If Bedlam shapes up,
yeah.
if you play 3 games of the week, you've had a good season.
Definitely so. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.